I want to move on to you, because you've moved up to number 3, right under Ron DeSantis in the list, because there are a lot of Republicans running. What are you doing right, and how do you get even higher?
What we've been doing, David, is if you look at the metrics of the number of campaign events we've been doing, it blows the other candidates out of the water. So I'm using the same formula that's worked for me all my life in the business world and in academics before then. Hard work pays off. So we're putting in the work. The other thing that I'm doing is just speaking honestly. My entire campaign strategy is I don't really listen to message consultants for my message. My job is to let the voters of this country know who I am and what I believe. Whether they vote for me or not is their decision. But if I know that I've let them know who I am and what I believe, then I can put my head at night on the pillow and go to sleep with peace.
Guys, I got to tell you, Vivek Ramaswamy is really that guy. He really is. Okay, I mean, this guy is just going on network after network, podcast, talk show after talk show, and they're not even friendly towards him. Okay, he's going on opposition platforms and he's just destroying the competition. Okay, he ended Don Lemon's career. He might have ended the Breakfast Club. Okay, his Breakfast Club interview is one of the worst videos ever for the Breakfast Club in regards to likes and dislikes. Okay, if you look at the comment section, clearly people agree that the way that they conducted this interview, particularly the independent, strong black woman, right, that was asking this man the stupidest questions on the planet. And clearly people in the comment section were saying that that was inappropriate, disrespectful, and out of line. Okay, and they actually commended Vivek Ramaswamy for stepping into the Breakfast Club when it was clearly a 3v1 situation. Okay, so again, this guy is he's impressive. Okay, he's all around impressive, and I think that his poll numbers are going to shoot up. Okay, I think his poll numbers are going to shoot up, especially when we start to get into debate season. I think his man's a dark horse. Like, I'm keeping it 100 with you. I think that Vivek Ramaswamy definitely is turning some heads. And this interview right here with CNN, Vivek Ramaswamy did an amazing job of pushing back against their woke anchor, Abby Phillips, when Abby Phillips tried to call out Vivek Ramaswamy's hypocrisy when it comes to birthright citizenship. Because just like me, I think it's time to start questioning whether or not we should be handing out citizenship just because people were born in the United States, even if they entered the United States illegally, right? I think that we definitely should question that, okay? I think that we need to make our citizenship more valuable and stop diluting it, right? And I think that can also help with the immigration problem. And Vivek Ramaswamy here is going to talk about, his stance in regards to birthright citizenship with Abby Phillips, and I want to react to it because I think he did an amazing job. So without further ado, let's roll it.
Ask you about another issue. This is also something that your opponents, Ron DeSantis and Donald Trump, have called for, including DeSantis very recently, which is an end to birthright citizenship. What's your position on that? Would you end birthright citizenship?
I think for a period of time, I think it's going to be necessary in this country because we have an influx of migrants across that southern border, 14,000 plus per day by some estimates crossing that southern border. That is not the rule of law. That is the abandonment of the rule of law. So if migrants are coming illegally, intentionally, to be able to establish an illegal toehold in the United States, then I think that that's something that we should not abide in this country.
And we should say that
I take that issue one step even.
We should say also, I mean, both of your parents are immigrants to the United States, so you would have been a beneficiary of birthright citizenship, but you now are saying you would ban that for people coming into the country. And what is the period of time for which that would be the case?
You see how she fails to make a proper distinction in regards to what he's talking about? Because he's like, look, we're talking about illegals, okay? You have illegal immigrants coming to the country and they're having kids here, okay? And those kids are becoming citizens of the United States just because they were born on our land, okay? But again, the parents came here illegally. It was an illegal act, right? Like, that incentive structure is not a good incentive structure if we're talking about trying to stop illegal immigration or to slow it down. That is a big incentive structure. And we should not be incentivizing illegal behavior, okay? by handing out citizenships left and right just because a child was born here. Okay, that's just my controversial, but really not controversial, really more common sense opinion. Okay.
For people coming into the country illegally. That's the key distinction. And people make this mistake all the time. And I think you got to be really careful when you talk about the difference between legal immigrants and illegal immigrants.
Facts. Okay. I think personally, there should be some restrictions for people who come here legally as well too. Okay. If you come here on a tourist visa and you have a kid, I don't think they should, get citizenship automatically. Now, if you're permanent, okay, if you come here to be a resident for a, long period of time, all right, I can see it, right? I can see it. I can understand it, okay? But you have to be here for an extended period of time. If you're here just for, maybe a couple months or whatever, I don't think that it makes sense to be handing out citizenship just because you're here in the country and, you had a child, we're going to make them a citizen. To me, I just don't think that makes sense. But I think, for people who come here legally, okay, that are staying here long term or for an extended period of time, I think that it does make sense.
One is founded on following the rule of law. The other is founded on breaking the rule of law.
That might be the case, but I'm just saying that
border
birthright
security and immigration are
citizenship
not the same
as
issue.
What I'm saying is that birthright citizenship as it is currently in law does not make that distinction between whether that person was born to someone legally or not. So you are saying that even though birthright citizenship for you was something that was in play, you would take it off the table now. And my question is also, how long would that be the case? And also, how would you do it? Would you go to Congress for a constitutional amendment?
Well, actually, I've supported the 28th Amendment to the Constitution. I'll actually go one step further on this, Abby, is that I don't think someone, just because they're born in this country, even if they're a sixth-generation American, should automatically enjoy all the privileges of citizenship until they've actually earned it.
I low-key agree with that too, right? I low-key agree with that too. Now, again, Abby Phillips here is trying to point out some hypocrisy from Vivek in the sense that she thought she got him by saying, well, you benefited from birthright citizenship, as it stands right now. And he's like, well, yeah, but I'm not trying to get rid of the part that benefited me. I'm trying to get rid of the part that we shouldn't have because we should not be rewarding illegal immigrants, right? We don't want illegal immigrants coming here and having kids and having the benefits of having kids here, okay, based off an illegal act. Okay, so again, she's trying to do this thing where they're trying to make Vivek Ramaswamy seem like a guy who is, benefiting from being brown, right? He's benefiting from being brown, okay, in the United States. He's trying to take away all the things that benefit so-called black and brown people, right? Like for example, affirmative action. They're mad at him. They're saying, well, you benefited from affirmative action. That's what Joy Reid argued. Okay, even though Vivek Ramaswamy didn't benefit from affirmative action. Okay, his family did not benefit from affirmative action because he came from a well-off family. They did well. They worked hard. They were successful. He worked hard. He was successful. He didn't need it. Okay. Now they're trying to say, well, you're trying to pull up the ladder for other immigrants who want to come to the United States and to be citizens just like you. And he's like, no, I'm not, right? I'm not trying to get rid of birthright citizenship for people who come here legally. I'm trying to get rid of it for people who come here illegally, which in my opinion should be that should be the default position, right? That should be the default position. I think the position we have right now is ridiculous, okay? And it's incentivizing people to come here illegally, which is contributing to the border crisis.
So one of the things I've said is that every high school student who graduates from high school should have to pass the same civics test that every immigrant has to pass in order to become a citizen of this country. I believe that there are civic duties attached to citizenship, so much so that I don't think you should automatically get your right to vote at age 18 unless you have passed that same citizenship test that immigrants have had to pass, right, or else have served the country.
Understood.
This is part of my broader pro-civic vision.
Yeah, so here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. Yeah, I think that's probably a good idea, right? I really do, because I'm not a big democracy guy. I'm going to keep it 100 with you. When I hear news that more people went out and voted, I'm like, that's not good news, right? That's not a good thing, okay? The reason why is because I don't think that everybody really should be exercising their right to vote because most people are just uninformed, or a lot of people are uninformed. Okay, I mean, you quite literally have liberal cities voting for their own destruction, right? They're voting for criminals to run the city. They're voting for higher taxes. They're voting for things that are just clearly not in their best interest, but they vote for it anyways, right? And it's just, I mean, when you see the results of, you know, a full democracy, this is why I thank God that the founders were so forward-thinking in their vision, okay, that they did not make this country a full democracy, right? They made it a republic for a reason. They made it so, again, it's not a full democracy for a reason, right? Because they know that a full democracy is not good, okay? And that's why I'm like, look, you know, if people have to earn the right to vote, I don't have a problem with that, because that is going to make democracy, right, or our republic better, because you're going to have people that are informed actually voting, or that are more likely to be informed, right? That's when democracy is beautiful. Democracy is beautiful when most people are informed, right? That's when it's a great thing. Democracy is a bad thing when most people are not informed, right? And nowadays, again, look at how liberals vote. Clearly, they're not informed, and this is why they're suffering the consequences of what they vote for. And in some cases, they still don't realize, right? They're still not intelligent enough to realize that the problems that they're experiencing are because of what they voted for, the policies that they voted for. Again, it's just, I'm just saying, Vivek Ramaswamy, some of these ideas, some people may say are extreme, but I think somewhat necessary, okay, in order to protect our republic, okay? So let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.